Welcome back to the Natty19 Podcast. I'm Jonathan Marshall, and we are back again to record episode 102. I say we get right into it tonight.
102. 102. Oh my God. In my head, you were just like, we're here to record episode 1,001,102.
No.
I'll take it.
So we're getting right into it, huh?
Yeah, we're going to get right into it tonight. No dilly-dallying here.
No fuddy-duddy.
So unless anybody has any announcements they want to make or anything, or shout-outs.
Keep your eye out on the Natty19 Twitter. We are going to run a contest to give away dice boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Do we have a link that we can post or something?
We will post a link, and those dice boxes are also available if you don't happen to win the free one. They're available at Oni Technology. Tom there at Oni Technology is giving Natty19 fans a 20% discount on the wooden laser engraved dice boxes.
20%?
20%.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's twice as much.
Twice as much as we thought it was.
Okay,
Yep.
nice. Excellent.
And he has an Etsy store I know he likes people to go to. We'll post links on Twitter and stuff like that, but if you don't have Twitter or don't want to wait for those, just look up Oni Technology, ONI Technology on Etsy.
Excellent.
Nice. So twice as much as we thought. 200% off, huh?
Yeah. Double mint.
200.
We went with 100.
And a stack of cash.
That's right. I forgot that we settled on 100%. We don't know what the percentage is, so for now we're just going to go ahead and say it's 100% off. It's safe to assume. All right. Bones litter the floor of the dank chamber. Zavril sits against the wall as his healing spirit flutters over him, his gaping wound slowly closing under the mystical light. Irame pushes up her glasses as Gunther behind her sheathes his great sword and turns toward the lidless sarcophagus. Copernicus, a gold floating skull slowly hovers over your shoulder and says, "There was a moment in there back in the maze when the Minotaur found us. Well, I thought for sure that would have been the end of you, Copernicus."
Ye of little faith, Yaka. I took care of that Minotaur. Quite easily, actually.
Yes, to my dismay, you have handled yourself well. I was hoping to snatch the gems from your purse as you fell.
You little flying piece of shit.
Another voice emerges from the darkness, but this time, only Irame hears it. It's the voice of Ijin. Acererak has a sick sense of humor. Ijin turns her attention from the sarcophagus and looks to you, Irame. She didn't deserve this. None of us did, but her especially. Do you think we will prevail and finally leave this prison, Irame? Well, speak!
Irame will take a look around the room at her comrades and say, "There's a fair chance."
I do hope so. And she returns her gaze to the salt-filled sarcophagus.
Who was laying here?
This would be the final resting place of Unk.
The flail snail.
You guys have good memories for all the tricksters.
I just think it's really funny that it's a pool of salt against a snail.
Right.
Yes.
Acererak has a sick sense of humor.
So I got to break the scene here a little bit. So do we fast forward the Minotaur battle?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. We had two full episodes with it and a partial already. There's no reason to go on. We ended last episode with there was 8 skeletal Minotaurs left. It was only Harry, really, when you guys were separated, and it was just Zavriel out there alone with them. And then even then when it was just Zavriel and Irame. But then when Gunther came out and killed one of them in pretty much one round, it was apparent. And then with Gunther also has heals, Zavriel has heals. It just didn't seem to me like we should continue that fucking shit. It's doable. I mean, they were pretty low-level creatures. Honestly, they're just tough when it's just you against them. Copernicus handled a live Minotaur by himself in the maze. It just seems like we should.
No, it was almost a little confusing. I kind of wanted to just acknowledge that.
Yeah.
In case somebody thought they missed an episode or something like that.
No.
Episode 101.5.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't recording this, we would have picked up right where we left off. No biggie. Maybe. Maybe. But there's no, I don't know. I just didn't want to do any more of that combat, especially now that the end is, I even left it last episode saying that, it was looking dicey, but then Gunther came out and now it looks like you guys have got it under control, so.
Yeah,
especially once Cappy found the key, he got in the room, took out most of the Minotaurs that were still there.
That's what happened.
You guys watched him while he just twirled around like a whirling dervish, just taking care of everything. Everybody's like, oh my God, look at Cappy.
Inside the maze, because we were waiting for him to find that key.
He found it like the next round. I was there. It was glorious. He found another red key, if you could believe that. It was a third one that you guys found.
All 3 red keys. Yeah, so what happens to the keys that we found now that we're out?
They disappeared. They reappeared back in the maze. Fuck. Let me paint the room. So you guys have an open sarcophagus in the center of this room. Well, not in the center, but it's lidless now. When you put the tiny key in, the lid had disappeared. Zavriel had done that last time. He did it when it was gold. And he used the gold key, which gave him the boon of treasure finding. So when the lid of the sarcophagus disappeared, looking in it at a glance, it was filled with salt. What are you doing?
Well, before we get into this, Matt, just out of curiosity, how many rounds did my healing spirit stay alive first?
I don't know, make it up. What do you think it would have done? You know it better than anybody, I think.
Well, it's a dice roll, right? How many rounds?
Well, it lasts 10 rounds, so... And I think we were in combat for 2 of them, at least. And then
yeah, so it was probably finishing up at this point, when the episode was starting.
Right. Because it was in the middle of the combat,
Yeah.
Right, well, I was curious, because I had 36 wounds, so...
Right, well, I mean, how many wounds would you get back in, say... 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Why don't you roll that, and that's how many wounds you got back from the healing spirit.
So Cappy will walk over to the open sarcophagus
and
pull out one of his daggers and just kind of sift it around in the salt.
Copernicus approaches the sarcophagus and starts sifting through it with his dagger, and you notice as you're doing so, the blade of the dagger does kind of tink off of a metallic object or 2.
Gunther's going to be looking over Cappy's shoulder. Is this one of the so-called trickster gods?
I don't believe Ankh was one of the gods.
Who was this Ankh then?
Who is Ankh? It's funny. We saw a graffiti that said the same thing once back in Omu. Oh no, there's something in the salt. I don't have the constitution to stick my hand in there.
In the salt?
Need a constitution of 4 or higher.
I meant that in a general term, not in the game mechanics. Just don't have the willpower to go sifting through there. I don't know what it could be. I don't want to be the one to find it.
And is your intent to loot this sarcophagus?
Ooh.
I'm not much of a looter.
Yes, you are.
What?
Irame Zavril, come on, you know me better than that. Just go around picking people's pockets now.
We can assume that the object that will why can't I think of the word? I almost said impregnate us.
Possess.
I guess you
Thank you, possess.
Close.
You could use that. You could use it in a metaphorical sense.
It's a good way to turn this from a fantasy setting to a sci-fi setting real quick.
I got impregnated by the flail snail.
I don't remember.
I couldn't help
aliens.
myself.
What was that? The
Vargul
Vargul or something like that? That got your character in our Rune Lords campaign.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stuck his tongue in your throat.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
They do
Okay.
it. They do kind of a.
Face hugger type thing.
Yeah.
From aliens,
Yeah. All right, I'll start over. So we can assume that the artifact that will possess us with the spirit of Unk is somewhere in that salt. So going in after treasure risks possession.
Can I fish it out with the dagger? Get like and pick it up out of the sand?
Yeah, you after manipulating it for a bit, you pull out what appears to be a bracelet, crafted from gems of, and this makes Waka. Is it Waka or Yaka?
Yeah, Yaka.
Mangs Yaka.
Yaka.
Waka.
Yeah, Waka Yaka.
This makes Yaka immediately begin hovering over nosily.
Fucking swat at her like she's a swarm of black flies.
Swat at her.
Swat.
Give her a good swat.
Good swat.
Swat? I couldn't hear ya.
I'll fucking try to get a hold of Yaka with my backhand and then take the bracelets and shove them into a pouch.
All right, what you find there is the bracelets are. I'm trying to find it. Treasure. Here we go.
Oh god, get this thing away from me.
Nice.
That's the sky.
Christy just dropped a real life skull in front of me.
Yeah, a real life skull.
It's cool.
It's an actual skull.
I
What
like
is
it.
that, like a squirrel?
It's a gold skull. It's fucking Yaka.
Oh, it looks like it's made out of some kind of stone.
It
It's,
is.
It's like
sorry, I
nice
got-
and polished, and it.
Some sort of beach stone or
Is it like-
ocean stone.
So
Tiger
listen, listen to how I found that. My dryer's making a fucking racket, and I started it up like early in the morning. So John comes down and he's like, "What the fuck's all the banging?" All grumpy and like woken up, and he leaves for work, go about the day. And when I opened the dryer once he had left for work, that skull fell out onto the floor.
You know, that reminds me of the "They Might Be Giants" song. There's that. Have you heard that song, "Human Skull"? I think it's called "Human Skull." Turn around. There's a human skull on the ground. Turn around. Yeah, something like that.
Not familiar. I just
No?
know Constantinople.
But
Oh, okay.
how funny is it? It's a golden skull. It's like the annoying sound that was plaguing Jonathan was Yaka.
This is true.
Irony.
I fucking didn't want you guys to even find him, and he found me. So there was 2 bracelets. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 10 bracelets. The wrong T word.
Jesus.
wrong number.
So
10
yeah,
bracelets.
Copernicus, you like stab your blade into one, you pull it out, you dig around again, and it eventually becomes comedic how many bracelets are coming out.
Wow.
And they're all like gem encrusted.
They're opalescent.
Oh, can we just feed all of these to these thing? Can we make? Go
They
away?
appear to be made from the shell of a flail snail.
Oh.
cool.
And lastly, after all the bracelets are gone, you're digging around. There's something else. Looks like a piece of cloth at first that you dig out, and it turns out to be a robe.
Ooh.
Yep.
What you got, Copernicus?
Dirty fucking laundry. Throws it on the floor.
Has an embroidered letter on it. Stolen from the Omu Hotel.
What color is the robe?
That's interesting that you ask.
Tomb of Annihilation Hotel.
Hotel TOA.
Yeah.
The slippers are like the most uncomfortable, terrible
Wooden clogs.
wooden clogs.
The swimming pool is lava.
Geez, I'm not sure. They don't give any kind of description of what it looks like, but it is a robe of scintillating colors.
Ooh,
I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me.
Is it scintillating or scintillating? I've never even seen
I like
this
both
word.
of those. We're going someplace nice with this robe.
I'm unfamiliar with this word here.
It's almost like titillating. Kind of.
Yeah, it's titillating, stimulating, skittulating.
I'm pretty certain it's scintillating, but yeah.
Scintillating.
Is it?
That's the way I always say it in my head, but
Yeah.
I never bothered to look it up.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
looked it
said the
up
word.
either. It's just the way I've always
people don't
pronounced it.
speak it either.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so scintillating. Scintillating.
Gotta start busting
I like
out.
it. I'm gonna use it. That
Yes.
as it makes me slightly uncomfortable in a good way. I like that word.
So I'm not sure what color it is, but it is a robe of scintillating.
It's
colors.
fucking bright.
The colors is plural, right?
Yeah, so
Maybe it changes color. Maybe it's like
it must. Colors is plural.
Excuse me.
When I
I wasted a magic slot for that.
when I touch any of this, do I get impregnated by a flail snail?
So scintillating by definition is sparkling or shining brightly. So I'm
Right.
assuming that the colors being plural, that it probably looks like a fucking hippie.
I'm assuming it's iridescent.
Pearlescent.
I'm picturing like quilted almost, like
Yeah,
a
like
fucking
that.
clown.
Like that, Charlie. That's
no, I'm
what
not thinking like a yeah. I'm thinking like like the colors like shift and change, like one of those stupid little things that give off aromas.
I'm thinking pearlescent. Like
Sorry, I know
inside of
Kristen is listening to this and she has one, and I just called it stupid. But
Oh,
Wow.
the oil.
Oh, shit, you're done,
the
the oil burn. We
Oil
shouldn't
infusers?
dwell on this.
yeah. Oil diffusers.
So it's scintillating colors, which is an adjective to sparkling or shining brightly. So that doesn't really give any indication that the colors are shifting like the sarcophagus was necessarily, but the sarcophagus was. So I
Ooh,
wouldn't be
maybe
shocked if the robe was
if the
too.
sarcophagus is now clear. Like maybe if you take the robe out, the sarcophagus is clear, and really the colors were coming from the robe.
Oh, I like that.
yeah.
That's multifaceted.
Yeah. And the salt crystals refracted the light.
Ooh, which made it scintillating.
Seems like a perfect item for Zavril.
He already has a colorful robe. I'd like to see them, like another person wearing it, and Zavril and the other person. Like maybe Zavril's jealous.
Do
of
a
the
little,
other person, like, just
Should we
gives
do
him dirty looks.
Should we do a walk off here with Billy Zane, or was that what it was in Zoolander? The walk off.
Yes.
You want to do like a fashion show and see who can wear it best?
You
Yeah,
can
we'll get-
console him. Your robe's pretty nice too, Zavril.
We could all do performance checks.
right?
It's
Who
a
wore it?
cloak.
I almost feel like we have to fucking do it now.
Performance check to
Alright,
see who
I'm just
gets
gonna
it.
go for-
Performance checks. Let's see.
Cappy's got a good performance boost.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't smoke weed before playing D&D.
I don't want to. I don't want to lose a gin. I don't want the coat.
That's not what this
The
is
robe,
for.
you mean?
The robe.
Oh, okay.
Cappy's not shy. He'll pick it up, throw it around his shoulders, and strut across the room over the fucking Minotaur bones
All
and
right, let's see a roll.
debris. For a natural 3. That's a 7.
Ooh, shit, dude.
It's a 7.
All right.
Suck
Tripping
it.
over him. Tripping over the bony fingers.
Well, when you touch it,
Oh.
walked right into that one, didn't you?
I'm gonna nail this competition. What?
This is my walk-off, motherfucker.
It was his idea too. I think he set himself up.
So as you touch the robe, slime pours from the folds,
Oh, what the fuck?
and the slime
It fits
takes
you.
the form The slime takes the form of multiple flail-like pseudopods. I love that word, pseudopod, dude.
Ugh. I hate that word.
And a female voice echoes through the chamber. I can help you. At least, that's what I think I'm supposed to do.
I've already got enough friends.
Let me try to think. Well, what would a snail sound like?
That was good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I was
Yeah.
buying
Was it? Was that okay, or should I redo it?
A little bit higher in the voice, maybe.
Higher? Let me try this.
No.
one. I can help you. At least, I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yep.
It's better than the first one. I was thinking of the turtles from Neverending Story.
That's what I was thinking of.
Right, and I only wanted it higher because
We
of the
don't
feminine.
care. We. All right, I won't go through.
Can I see the stats she'd give me if I took her on? Well, I don't have a choice. Don't Wongo?
They
Yeah, they
fight.
gotta fight.
They're gonna fight now.
They're gonna fight.
Wongo's gonna go to war for me.
That's
Yep.
what you think.
I wonder if I should use that performance role as your
No, that was my
as
performance.
as the war.
You gotta let me roll better than that.
His performance is like the internal struggle between the two gods. It was
Yeah.
coming out in his performance. All right. How did we do this? It was a charisma with a successful... Hold on.
I think you did all the rolling for it.
With a successful DC 16 charisma saving throw, the creature resists the god's power, and that god can't attempt to inhabit. That's if you don't have a god, right? On a failed save, while fighting over a host. Here we go. When the spirit of one trickster god inhabits a host that is already inhabited by a trickster god, the two gods battle for the right to remain in the host. Assign even to one god and odd to another, then roll any die. Gotcha.
Let me do it.
Okay, you got this? Who are you assigning?
You assign, I'll roll.
All right, I'm going to say Unk is even.
Wongo is odd.
Yes, he is.
5.
Odd.
Longo.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to
Keep
know what
my
Unc
boy.
did. Damn it.
The results determine which god is not victorious. I'm just kidding.
Now I'm
like
just
the-
thinking in Always Sunny when they throw salt at the chick.
Oh. That's
So you
sad.
see Cappy dance over to the sarcophagus and pull out a hand of salt and help Wongo out.
That would put... so Unk loses the fight.
Yeah, salt the snail.
All right.
Assault.
And then Cappy will take the cloak off and throw it.
Actually, that was pretty funny,
Disgust.
Charlie.
All right, so you guys see this. Copernicus takes the cloak off after his poor performance, and he tosses it to the side.
Piss
Now,
poor.
the robe itself, should I share the... I hate going through the whole process of identifying and, you know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
it feels like such a waste of time. You know?
I mean, unless anybody wants
We can't
to,
know what it does, though, yet.
Yeah,
Like, there's
unless
no way.
anybody really wants it, then
Yeah.
wants to risk losing their host. Mm-hmm. Do all of you have hosts at this point?
I currently have a host that boosts my armor class up. It's protected me so much. I can't drop it.
You've got Eugene. He's
Yeah.
the best.
I can't.
What about Zavril? Does Zavril have a host?
He's got
I
the...
He's got
do,
this
Papazada.
fucking dick bird.
Oh yeah.
but
I will say,
Shit bird.
I will give a hint. Unk is not all too different from Ejin.
I didn't think that it would be.
Snail shell.
That's why I was curious.
In a sense where it affects a stat in a similar way.
wait, your guys' affect stats? Son of a bitch.
Only... Not Wongo. Wongo doesn't do anything for my stats.
I bet it's acrobatics.
What, a snail? Snail? Yeah, that's a good bet.
If Zavril takes this cloak, we'd have to
I'd
get,
put
we'll
my
have to get
money on
another portrait done.
Or maybe,
You're Ejin. You have the acrobatics one. That's Ejin. get 21 dex, right? Oh, yeah.
That's the one I should have gotten. Son of a...
No, I know what he does.
So, yeah. What do you guys do? Or was there...
Gunther just looks distastefully at it. He's certainly not really interested in playing dress up at the moment.
Irame looks to Copernicus. That's a bit disappointing. Maybe it did something useful. What does Wongo do?
Does anyone have an identify or anything like that?
What does Wongo do? Well, besides be violent and deranged.
Yes, apart from that.
Listen, Wongo's looked out for us. All of us, not just me.
Wongo's the reason you put the robe on in the first place without thinking. He makes you even more careless than you already are.
Wongo was the reason we beat that beholder.
What? I was the reason we beat that beholder.
Debatable.
Motherfucker. Irame will get frustrated and turn away from Copernicus, kind of throw one hand up in the air. The monkey is useless.
Wongo's adage, I don't know what you call these, is I act without concern for the well-being of others. Flaw, I guess. I don't know what.
It's a match.
It's an inherent flaw, inherited flaw.
I forgot about that. I gotta bring that back.
You still do a good
do
job
it
with
anyway.
it. Just you picking up that thing and just putting it on. Like, what are you doing? After Irame specifically was like, it'll possess you.
I liked all the button mashes. Yeah. That was the best.
Yeah, when you mashed all three of the buttons.
Yeah, that was a good chaotic moment. Like,
Oh, that's when we got Wongo.
Probably.
Didn't even have Wongo yet.
Right? That was his coffin.
Dude, Wongo possessed Swains, and Wongo's like, dude, you need to chill out. Have a little concern for people, dude.
That's like when I was in the mirror, I wished that Copernicus didn't get sucked in. I was like, Copernicus would have broken the fucking mirror by now.
Oh, yeah. That would have been like
Smash.
a 2-minute episode.
Yeah. Smash. Handled.
Wongo inherited a flaw from fucking Copernicus. He's like, fuck.
He's just trying to get away.
Zavril.
Yeah, Gunther's just kind of, he's looking at the 3Cs troop here, the three 3Cs people, and he's just trying to get a sense of, he's heard that they're heroes and such, and he just kind of has one eyebrow raised, and he's kind of standing like he's expecting something to happen. Like he wants to follow their lead.
Why did everybody look towards me?
Well, let's just...
Zavril had anything to say?
Well, you've been like the de facto leader since Papa Zottle.
I mean, technically, you guys aren't even sure that there's a way out of here. This is kind of like a one-way trip that expected going in, right? So it's kind of like an end of the road, be all end all. This is it kind of situation, all or nothing.
Is it here? What we fought these minotaurs for? Will anything in this room help us?
Irame, while she's looking around, will grab a pinch of salt and just put it in her ingredients bag for her spell casting.
That's
Not
a really smart
but just
idea.
something she's doing while she's looking around.
Zavril's actually going to do the same, but he's going to pick up the cloak without touching it and stash it away.
And another one fades away. Lost in the... I don't know, where do you guys put all your loot?
I have
It rarely reemerges.
Wouldn't you like to know?
It rarely reemerges. You notice that?
I don't give a fuck about loot. I don't know why. Sometimes I do. Every once in a while, something piques my interest.
This robe is probably one of the best
cloak
magic
did
items
pique
in the
my
game.
interest, yeah.
He's disappointed. Nobody took the robe.
I can't risk it.
I know that if I had passed it up as a player, I'd be fucking kicking myself in the ass.
I can't risk it. So that,
Yeah, you've already got the good god power.
I can't let it go.
Zavril should put that damn cloak on.
I can't Elsa that shit.
No, I can't wait to take these guys back to the beginner zone after we beat the dungeon.
Yeah, wreck some noobs.
Fucking wreck. Go to 9 Zaru and just wreck
You
fucking
getting another
Anklesauri.
Swain, are you grabbing another?
Yeah.
To answer your question, Gunther, we do not know if these will assist or help us.
All of
However,
ours are on the door all the way down.
K-Way's playing.
Sorry. I had one headphone off.
K-Way's playing D&D here.
I often feel like when I talk, you guys don't hear me, so I'm just like,
No, we usually do. Go for it, buddy. Sorry about it.
all right. What was I saying now? Jesus.
You addressed Gunther. And you
I
had
know.
A good
I got it.
dialogue started.
I got it.
As Zabel's stuffing the robe into his backpack, again without touching it, he's going to look over at Gunther. We don't know how these will directly help us. However, given that the past with the 9 trickster gods in Acerak, my whole train of thought's gone now. Hold on.
Better find it.
Lost it.
We'll roll a d6. Evens, you get it back. Odds, it's gone forever.
And short-term memory.
Damn it. It's gone forever.
Gone forever.
I rolled a natural 1.
Accounts of your deeds as the praises have certainly been sung in Port Nyanzaru. I do trust the 3 Seas Shipping and Freights, the famous party, to carry through with this mission, and I am here to lend my sword. But I do not wish to linger.
I agree. I'm getting tired of all these traps.
Zavril's been bitching about the traps for like 5-6 episodes now. That's been his staple.
If it's not the water, it's the traps right here.
Yeah.
That's been his staple.
You hear that, Cappy? We're famous.
Well, I have known that for quite some time.
Yeah, ever since you raised those pillars up on the pier.
It snowballed from there.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of spent. Is this a safe place to rest, do you think?
No.
No?
I would have felt safer
do.
than
Last time we rested.
Tactically, it's safe. You have the acid pit.
Did we just rest?
I don't know, but I am almost out of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th level spells.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming after that fight that we had with the Minotaurs, I probably lost 1 or 2 more spells.
Yeah,
I need at least a short. Lose all my temp hit points.
Shorty.
Mm-hmm.
Zavril's got to
You
break
get your
out his
spells
decanter and have some water.
Safely tucks the decanter away.
Doesn't offer it to anybody else.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking. We're all parched.
Oh yeah, your
Pissed.
lips are like dry and cracked and shit.
Yeah, little white flakes.
Zavril's lips are so pristine. Perfect lips.
Gunther, would you like some water?
Thank you, Sir Duntracker.
Couldn't get a decanter of wine. You weren't thinking that one all the way through, were you?
Gunther reaches into his pocket.
Underneath his mustache.
Inside of his breast. Yeah, under. Yeah. Pulls out a flask from his mustache. And then he doesn't hand it to Copernicus's hands. He kind of like almost smacks him in the chest, like, like here it is, like.
Nice. Yeah, he'll greedily take it. Give it a long pull. Hand it back to him.
Gunther will take a small nip and then pack it in. His hands stop shaking. Just kidding. Just kidding. His gray sword is like fucking shaking.
Irme is setting up to rest, and as she starts to close her eyes, she gives kind of a half smirk as she has one of those rare moments in the tomb where she feels like everything might be okay. And she rests.
Gunther will take a watch.
All right, so we got the map up right there.
Zavril needs to heal, so
We get a nice pit in front of the entryway.
It's a very nice pit.
It's a nice pit for defense reasons. If anything wants to cross it, it either has to fly or get a good running leap.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Shaking
Nothing
the
like a
table.
pit of acid to make you feel nice and comfy cozy.
Right.
It's probably giving a nasty smell throughout the chamber too. I would think.
A little
Like a
acid bubble
petroleum-
pop here and
For
there.
some reason, I want to say like a petroleum jelly smell. I don't know though. I don't know what acid smells like, but
I think it depends on the acid and what's been put inside of it.
Minotaurs, right?
Minotaur bones.
I imagine minotaurs smell quite bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are just the bones.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Well, once everyone gets up and moving from resting, Cappy wants to take a look down that hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
There's like one of the Minotaur chambers, because there was those, 12 chambers or whatever there was. One of them has a
10.
little hallway off it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would definitely see that because the walls of these cells are open and you're looking in. And looking into that one, you do see a small 5-foot wide hall. Digs deeper into the wall.
This chamber has secrets.
Maybe a Cerex down there.
You do see some spider webs.
It looks like it goes down about 40 feet, then takes a turn to the north.
Do you want my sword in the lead?
I'll just scout ahead a little bit, take a peek around the corner.
Little peeksy weeksy.
But yeah, if we're gonna go...
I'll stand at the ready and wait for your scout report.
Oh, tiny little room.
I'm gonna need you here, Gunther.
Is that a piano?
We found a piano.
Is that a piano?
It looks like a piano on the map, but it's not a piano. It's actually a clock. A large grandfather clock looking like.
Nice.
In a 15 by 15 room. It looks like a friggin' closet compared to the room. we were
Yo,
just
so
in.
we're going to open this up. So to describe, you round the corner Copernicus, you look to the north. Another 40 feet in or so is the back of the wall, and it opens up into a smaller room. On that back wall is an old grandfather clock that couldn't look more out of place. The flavor text, it actually describes the clock, because I guess we're not allowed to say clock in the game.
What?
It says this room contains a wooden cabinet with a numbered dial at its top, set with 2 ornate metal spokes. Beneath the dial, a pendulum swings inside an open compartment. An egg-shaped stone adorns the pendulum's tip. That I can see. So
I would have had no idea that's going
I know. What the fuck? Me too. So it actually descriptively described a fucking grandfather clock right there. But that being said, on the ding dong part of the clock,
The pendulum. The pendulum. Ding dong.
on the ding dong part of the clock, which is probably why we fucking gave. No, not that part. Fucking weirdo.
The pendulum isn't what makes the noise.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. The bottom. All right.
All right, so
I just wanted to bust out a cuckoo.
yeah, it's not a cuckoo clock though; it's a grandfather clock. There's a difference, right?
I don't know if there could be grandfather clocks with cuckoos, maybe?
Yes.
In D&D, there definitely is. If you look on page 247 of the DMG.
There is one.
So it's possible that a grandfather clock could also be a cuckoo clock. But not
Yes.
all cuckoo clocks are grandfather clocks.
Exactly. That's where I was going with it. A cuckoo clock is effectively a clock, whether a grandfather or a grandson, has a fucking cuckoo in it.
I'm investigating this clock.
It could be a granddaughter or grand they.
This is true. This is true. It could have been a grandchild clock, but it's not. It's
What about a great aunt?
A great aunt clock.
that's in a different part of the dungeon right now.
What kind of clock would that be?
Cappy's gonna yell back to the group that just report what he's seeing here. Get everyone.
Let me
interested.
see. So let me see what spirits we have. Okay, the deranged Wongo finds the ticking of the clock oddly soothing and urges Copernicus to stay for a while.
What?
I'll be down here with this clock if anybody's interested in looking at it. I'll approach
Copernicus
it.
seems to have found a cock. He's staying with it for a while.
And the indecisive Unk. Oh, never mind. Nobody has that one. So what we have here now, the at the base. So the important thing to take away from this clock is at the tip of the pendulum appears to be an egg-shaped stone adorned to it. Right, that's the takeaway. Okay. Now, I got a roll for this because Copernicus is listening to Wongo.
Wongo is my guide.
Okay. So you guys hear Copernicus yell back and describe that he found a grandfather clock in the room. You hear him also yell that he's going to be staying for a while.
That sounds suspicious. Perhaps we should approach this clock with caution. Or perhaps not gaze at it at all and find a way to get Copernicus back.
I'm sorry. I just want to put everybody where they're at right now. So Irme, where are you going to be?
Right in the chamber.
You going in? Okay. And Copernicus
No, what?
is
No,
not
in the chamber. Back there.
There are like so many chambers.
This the main chamber?
Yeah, the
Okay.
entrance. Why would Irme ever just
Everything
fucking
in
run
that
into the
screen is a
chamber like,
fucking
what?
chamber.
Yeah, every
you said
room.
you saw a cock?
Every room in a dungeon.
I see 13 chambers right now.
Right. Every room in a dungeon is a chamber.
You're right. You're right. You know what?
And then
Irme's
there are
in that
chambers
back
within
left chamber, just hanging out.
Are you in the main chamber with the sarcophagus? You're in Unk's tomb.
No, yes, and I'm in the chamber leading to the hallway.
That's a cell.
All right, come on.
All right. You're in the cell. It's not a chamber. It's a
I love the look she's giving right now.
Where's everybody else?
Gunther is going to he's going to raise his sword. And he's going to start moving cautiously. Yeah, he's going to move right to the corner.
More cautious than that.
No, right there is good. He wants to go far enough so that he could try to get his eyes on Copernicus without kind of looking too fully into the room.
Okay.
And he just wants to observe. I still want to see what Zavril's doing.
Zavriel, why don't you go ahead and put yourself where Zavriel's going to be? I'm not letting you get out of this one. I'm fucking still back in the other room.
I am still
So what do
back
I-
in the fucking room.
I don't know what you guys are doing with curtains of scary shit. I'm not even like there.
So what does it look like Copernicus is doing?
Yeah, what am I doing with this clock?
Zavril's trying to heal and recover and fucking think about life.
Yeah, he's
we just
having an
had a long
existential
rest, right?
crisis.
No, you had a short rest.
Okay,
Just now.
so you're healed and
I'm
recovered.
glad Cappy's on the side of the room with the clock that he is, because it looks like I could look around the corner and see Cappy without having to look at the clock.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to move that.
That's
down.
why I went there.
I'm sure.
Got made a choice.
The situation is exactly the same as it was.
Is he standing? Is he sitting? Is he staring at it? Is he picking his nose? What's he doing?
I think with Wongo having so much contact with me, I take out his mace and I kind of poke the clock with it.
So he looks like he's messing around with something.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he doesn't appear to be ensorcelled or anything like that. He looks to be of his right mind, and he's essentially exploring the clock with a brutish weapon for some reason.
Irme will give Gunther an inquisitive look, like kind of hands in the air, what's going on.
Gunther's going to look back, and shake his head and shrug his shoulders. And then he's going to turn back toward Copernicus.
So let me ask you this.
Copernicus' heart.
Okay.
Looking annoyed, I start to walk towards Gunther.
Yeah, you hear him shout to Copernicus' heart.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Gunther?
What is it you have there?
Not entirely sure. Still working it out.
How do you feel?
I feel fine.
You were expressing that you were going to stay there for a while.
At the word of Copernicus saying he feels fine, Irme will walk past Gunther into the room.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Wongo likes it here.
Okay, so now Gunther's eyes are on Irme. Does she look like she gets affected at all?
As you enter this small room, you begin to hear the soothing ticking of the clock. And no, other than that, you get no sense of needing. You don't feel a need to stay. You don't feel anything outside of your own will. There's nothing enchanting about it.
All right.
Other than, it is a fascinating machine.
Yeah, Irme will call to Gunther, or, say 10 feet away. She'll say, the ticking is rather rhythmic and soothing, but there's no magic here that I have felt yet. You're safe. You're very weary of possession of these gods.
Soothing. That sounds suspicious. Gunther will hesitantly step forward and say and respond to Irme. It is not wariness of the gods. There was something in Copernicus's when he shouted back to us that sounded ensorcelled.
Those minotaurs got you rattled, old man.
Much has me rattled. The darkness upon this land has me rattled. Copernicus' heart.
It's fucking heavy. Irme will turn her attention to the face of the clock and inspect that. And then
All right.
the pendulum.
All right, give me a investigation. Is it investigation or perception? And perception.
Maybe either.
I think investigation is like The Witcher when he gets those events, where he's checking out a crime scene and he's going through all the clues and stuff like that.
Perception's pretty open-ended.
Perception is more like
A little off.
an item.
I like to have two options in general, just so players could be like, "Oh, I'm better at."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And typically, yeah. But I think in this case, this is going to be a straight-up perception. There's not really much of connecting dots going on, and I think that's the difference.
That makes sense.
So,
I got a 15.
on your perception check. So what you notice, okay, is the where the pendulum is swinging, the as you're touching the clock, it feels as though there's a door blocking you from reaching in, but you can't see it, so it's invisible.
A door?
And it feels cold to the touch, as though it's metal. But it's clear, and it's because it's invisible.
The clock seems to be behind some sort of...
It's not the whole clock.
Oh.
It's just the... On a normal grandfather clock...
There is a door.
To get to the pendulum, there's a door.
Yeah.
Right? A little, So in this clock, it's the same thing, only that door, it looks clear, like you can reach in and touch it, but really the door is just invisible. Okay? So you can access the clock, but accessing the pendulum is blocked by that invisible door.
I was thinking the same thing, that like when that you were thinking that the whole thing was
It was like
behind
behind
something.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, she must know it's a door and not a wall because she felt its knob.
Yeah, well, I had to laugh when he said I was touching the clock. So that's how bad I am.
I almost didn't want to say that because you didn't say you were touching it. But
Yeah.
how do you, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you fully
Perceive. How do you?
How do
Maybe
you
you
fully
catch
investigate
glimmer
the clock
or
or
something?
perception?
Yeah. Perceptify.
How do you perceptify this fucking thing?
Maybe a fly bounced off the invisible barrier.
Well, you know what I
Or
picture?
my breath appeared momentarily.
You know what it is in my mind.
That's
I
an
pic-
interesting play on invisible.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, what I picture when you're giving a perception check when you're checking out an object is you are like
Yeah.
you know,
Engaging a
getting
bit.
into it.
Okay, so the pendulum part of the clock seems to be protected.
Cappy will haul off and smash it with the mace.
Well, let me ask you this: how long do you think it's already been?
That's what I was going to ask too. Because if it's
no.
been like 15 minutes or something and Zavril hasn't heard anything, he's going to become
Gotcha.
curious.
I don't know. I just looked at the clock and found the invisible door by feeling. It probably took me like a couple minutes or seconds even to.
I think you're. Yeah. Okay.
What?
I think there's. It sounds like there's a time.
Yeah, there's
difference.
fuckery going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking. Okay, so since you guys got in here, you guys were waiting outside. You were.
what did it
you
feel
were
like to
calling
us?
in. You were Gunther was calling into Copernicus. You were doing the back and forth check to see if he was ensorcelled. How many minutes do you think passed throughout
This probably
all
all
that?
happened in like
3,
10
4,
minutes.
5.
Oh, you think 5?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
hour.
5 minutes? no, get out of here. 5. It probably. Well, okay.
Well,
so
Zavril
Gunther-
finished up his short rest.
And then
been
me
15
walking,
minutes
and then
out
me
here.
walking up. It probably
That's
all
true.
would have
So
done
it's
pretty
probably been an
carefully,
hour in there.
5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere
Okay,
in
we
that
could say
range.
10 minutes. Yeah.
So 10 minutes had passed already.
How long till something happens?
And we got the
How about
tick-
that?
Because I
Tock,
imagine
tick,
Irme
tock.
impatiently passing you.
So it becomes awkwardly quiet as you ponder how long you've been in here for, and the only thing you hear in that brief moment while nobody is talking is the soothing tick tock
There's that word soothing.
Yeah.
of the
If there's
clock.
no reason for us to continue being here, perhaps we should move along our way.
So obviously, when I smashed it with the mace, nothing happened.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Were
are
doing that,
Yeah.
If you are indeed trying to smash it, I don't think anything happens, but let me verify.
Does Zavril hear a giant smash
It's
You hitting a magical barrier. I don't know how much sound it would make.
that's made out of metal?
it
oh
is-
yeah. Well, it felt like metal, but it's invisible.
It could be invisible. Or,
Oh,
like, it doesn't
invisible.
necessarily have to be a magic shield. It could be an invisible metal shield.
Yeah, invisible metal.
or
Yeah,
or it could be pure
absolutely.
force.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
force.
Could be
Logically.
Could be invisible glass.
Yeah. Well, it felt like metal.
The mace just bounces off of as though it hit a metal box or something, a loud clang, and then after the resonating, vibration from the metal on metal ends, the tick-tocking comes back.
What was that? Are you guys all right in there? As Zavril makes his way towards the noise.
Don't say nothing. Let's make them come down and look.
I think we are wasting our time here.
What'd you get in your... So I wasn't done describing. Irme, you feel the invisible metal door, and in doing so, you also feel a possible invisible keyhole on that door.
As Zavril comes into...
Invisible key.
As Zavril...
We have an invisible key.
As Zavril comes into the room, she says, "Where did you stash that invisible key you found, Zavril?"
Oh, it didn't fit in the sarcophagus. I threw it somewhere.
You what?
Zavril starts laughing. I have it here in my pocket. As he starts
All right.
fumbling through his duster.
I think I found the object to which it belongs.
I don't know. It's a pretty tiny key.
It's a pretty tiny clock.
It's almost so tiny, I can't imagine anything that it would fit.
Just out of curiosity, do I sense any treasure?
It's a grandfather clock. It's probably a big.
You do sense a treasure, and it appears to be coming from the...
When did K-Way get treasure sense?
When he opened the crystal sarcophagus. Yeah, I mean, the jewel at the tip of the pendulum, you sense immediately. As soon as you get within... What was the range of it? 30 feet? 50 feet? Did you not write that part down?
No.
Regardless, you sense it.
You sense it, and you sense the value of it is 2,500 gold pieces.
Whoa!
Jesus. No,
Copernicus
I was so disappointed when I found out about that. Like,
That's
my
a
heart
fancy
was crushed.
pendulum piece.
You also sense that it's fabled, a fabled treasure,
Ooh,
which means that it's something. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this in like MMO terms.
it's like a famous
Maybe
one.
you wouldn't
It's a
know that.
famous treasure.
Like you just right clicked on it and it said
Too
fabled.
late, you said it. You know it.
Yeah, we already
He knows
know.
it.
Zavril, I right click on it. Does it say fabled or treasured? Or uncommon, whatever.
It's
whatever.
definitely a
Well, I
fable
think we
dungeon
could
we're
tell
going
that
through.
it's like
It is pristine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell it. There's a rarity to it. It looks valuable. Why don't we call it that?
Oh, I bet Quincy would enjoy that treasure. I'd be curious about the clock and the... Yeah.
Smash it.
Well, Copernicus already attempted.
Although he
that.
might be more interested in the clock as a whole than just the egg part, you know.
Zavril will step
Quincy's
up
not
to
here.
the clock with the key.
Yep. All right, you step up.
Attempt to find the hole to slide the clock or the key in. I know it was around here
Sound
somewhere.
like you've done that before.
Yeah, like, how do I say it?
Unlike the many ventures similar to this, you actually do find the correct hole to insert your key, and the door opens, revealing the swinging pendulum within.
Ding dong.
And the sound, the tick-tock, gets a little louder as you open the belly of the clock. I think would be a natural
Ooh,
phenomenon.
I bet if you try holding it still to get the egg, then time will freeze.
Stop.
Do it, Zavril. Do it. I dare you.
Does Yaka rush in there?
Yaka patiently waits to see what you do here. Eagerly waiting to see. Waiting for one of you to get beheaded or something.
I will feed every gemstone we come across to that fucking skull without any
No.
kind of worry or care.
Yaka's starting to grow on me, actually.
Go on, Copernicus. Take the gem from
Ding
the
dong.
clock's clutch.
Won't you fly in there and grab it with your greedy little mouth?
Well, I was hoping you would attempt it and get beheaded, and maybe you'd be a floating skull just like me.
You could start a band.
Floating
Brothers.
skull. More like
The floating skulls.
More like a floating asshole.
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yaka and the Black Hearts.
I like it.
So you insert it, the door opens, the ticking gets louder. What do you do, Zivs?
Fuck it, I'm not scared. I will.
reminds me of the time he jumped in the black hole.
Right?
Do it. Do it.
I will reach in there, inside the opening, to grab the jewel.
I was thinking we could always just fit like a whip into Zavril's stump after his hand gets ripped off.
Yeah, you don't need a hand to use a whip.
I actually thought that was going to happen when I jumped into that hole.
It'd be cool to have a retractable.
All right, so what's
That'd
what
be
what's
cool.
so what's the action you're taking?
Snag. Snag action.
I was going to reach it in there. As far as the pendulum swinging back and forth, like how fast is it moving and ticking to its
lightning
talk.
fast. No, I mean, it's standard speed.
Tick
All right.
tock.
Like
tick,
1
tock.
second, you know.
Stop it with your mace, Copernicus.
I'll shove the mace in there.
And it stops.
Yep.
But the ticking continues.
Oh, that's creepy. Let's get this
Just
over
get the
with.
stone and get out of there,
But
guys.
that's
Alright.
when you realize the ticking isn't actually coming from the pendulum, it's coming from the hands. I don't know.
But the pendulum doesn't control the hands.
The pendulum does.
It's still moving.
All right. So I will reach in there and grab the jewel.
Alright, as you remove the jewel from the pendulum with ease,
The ding dong.
The witch is dead.
then and only then the ticking of the clocks stops.
And it reveals itself as a cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. Pokes you in the face. Comes out and crits your ass.
So stupid.
Oh, it would have been cool if it was like a Sturge. Sturge.
that would've been-
Fucking sinks its
That-
fucking snout in.
The Sturge that got away through the portal found its home in there.
All right, I'm going on to D&D Beyond this week, and I'm going to create a Sturge grandfather clock. Sturge
Yeah.
clock.
Yeah.
Sturge clock. I like
Wait,
it.
aren't sturges like bats, though?
They are like bats. Still, it's D&D.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the two
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zavril is going to put the jewel in his satchel and lock it.
Yeah, Yaka is pretty much follows your every move as the gem goes from your hand into your.
How much does
Purse.
Yaka need? How much we got to pay that for?
10,000 yakas.
Well,
And
this
how-
one right here is worth 2,500. That's a portion of it right there.
Do not feed that.
That's a
miserable-
quarter.
No,
of it.
that's not.
Fucking
No, it's
skull.
not. 2,500 is. It needs 100,000, right?
No,
10.
10,000.
Oh,
So it is-
10,000.
it's a
Okay, so
quarter
it
of
is a
right
quarter
there
of it.
already.
Yeah.
And what was the size of the
1,000,000.
gem that Copernicus
Yeah.
gave? 500?
500.
I gave it a 500 gold piece.
Yeah.
So that's 3,000. Yeah, we should feed it to Yaka.
Oh.
I agree with Erime for once.
For
We should-
one, Yaka is a known liar. You can't trust a
But-
goddamn thing it says.
Oh,
What-
actually,
what
you
about the
should have gotten a
bracelets?
disadvantage on your check to investigate the clock because of Yaka.
Well, that would have been nice, but it didn't happen, did it?
You're
Yaka?
lucky that I was distracted by Copernicus's bullshit.
Copernicus is fine ass. I seen you looking.
Otherwise, I would have fucking annoyed you while you were trying to do that. I'm gonna doubly annoy you going
Okay,
forward
so
here.
We've
I agree with
fed
Lady
him 500. Thank you. Good there, a voice of reason.
Once we have his.
Let's get rid of this thing. What? Perhaps.
It is
What
a
about?
liability.
What about the bracelets we pulled?
Did those count as gems? Let me check.
There was so many of them.
I'm not throwing away my
they're so
child's
shiny.
college fund for this damn cuss.
Is
You
it your
don't have
child
any
dead?
children, Copernicus.
My child is not dead.
Oh, I thought you had a baby that died.
Whoa!
Jeez, that got dark
Jesus.
quick.
Thought you had a wife and a baby that
I
got
thought you
killed.
The baby got out.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
okay.
Ash.
Fucking Ash, bro.
That was
Oh,
Ash.
yeah. All right.
I mean, Ash might be dead by
Your
now.
baby is dead.
Your child is dead.
Yaka and Gunther teaming up.
That was a good one, Gunther. His baby is dead.
Jesus. I just looked over and see Gateway bent over laughing.
Wiping
Classic.
tears from it.
Tears.
Dead babies. Brings it out of everyone.
So the opalescent bracelets, I think opals are gems, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they gotta be. They're worth 75 gold pieces each, and
And
there
you
was
said
10
you
of
brought,
them.
you brought out so many, it was
Lesson
comical.
might not mean that they're actually.
Oh,
open.
good
Listen.
call. Good call.
It's the point is moot because Cappy's not feeding them nothing.
Although, BJ,
I thought it was a bracelet with an opal
no.
embedded in it, but I guess that's not what it is. I don't know.
Make a decision,
So-
roll a die, do whatever.
I mean,
Yeah, we
Copernicus
gotta
already
wrap up
said he
this
wasn't
room.
feeding it to Yaka, so.
Yeah, Copernicus said he wasn't feeding it to Yaka.
No, learned my lesson with that thing.
So now that... Okay, so the clock stopped ticking. You retrieved the...
Does
gem.
Wongo want to leave now?
Well, now that the soothing of the ticking stopped, you don't hear any reserves about staying. Or how long do you think that part would have taken?
20 minutes.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, 15 for me to start walking over there. So
Yeah.
about 20 minutes total.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. 15 minutes for you to start walking over, and how long before the ticking actually stopped?
Well, he had to pry the gem. You had to unlock the thing, pry the gem loose, stick the mace in there. I don't know. Maybe the whole thing could have been a half hour.
What?
Yeah.
No. You think
Yeah,
so?
I would probably say the same thing. Well, because I mean,
Okay.
we weren't doing it completely idiotic. You know, it's not like we were just like, oh, hey.
Yes.
We,
Right. We're more idiotic at the table than we are in the game.
Right.
we're,
Our characters
more.
are much smarter than us.
All right, so, well, the reason why I was asking about the 20-minute is because there's a huge difference in this case between 20 minutes and 19 minutes.
Okay. Well.
But if it was 30 minutes,
Well, we said what we
then
said,
everybody's got to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking A.
Oh, fuck me running.
And this is an effect.
I'm going to roll with the Yaka skull.
Hold on. Let me see it.
Damn, rolling garbage tonight.
Everybody within 10 feet of Gunther will get a +4 bonus to their saving throws.
Yes.
This may save your life.
That brings mine up to a 10.
God damn it.
Oh, you got a 10?
I got a 10.
Oh, not looking good for Copernicus. Who else?
14
glad I
for
fucking
Gunther.
re-rolled.
14, not looking good for Gunther.
Okay, I originally rolled like
I rolled a 3.
I originally
and it was
rolled a
bumped
natural
up to a
2, but I
14.
used a luck point and re-rolled for a 14. Plus my
Plus-
cons is so 16.
16 plus his bonus.
Yeah.
Not looking good for Irame.
What the fuck you?
What do you
What
got,
the
Zabes?
fuck you?
I have a total of 18. Now, that is
it.
at a disadvantage for Yaka as well.
You don't get disadvantage on saving throws with Yaka, just skill checks.
That's a fucking 20.
Sorry about all the F-bombs tonight. I feel like
well-
we've all been dropping them.
Alright, what you got, Zabes?
I said I dropped an 18, so it would have been a 20 at first.
Yeah, that's cool. So Zabes is the only one that passes. It was a DC 17.
Wait, no, I passed then.
You said a 16.
Yeah, but with his bonus, it's a 20.
I said, is that with his bonus? And you said yes.
I
You
misspoke.
should just say the final number.
Yeah, it's 20, so I passed.
Okay. So Zavril. So other than Zavril and Irame, you guys, after being within the sound of that TikTok for 19 minutes, which Natty19, you got to give it to that roll. You feel that you aged 10 years.
Oh, fuck.
What? Me and Gunther?
No.
The two oldest guys in the group?
What?
Gunther,
What does
you're
your
looking a little
mustache look
gray.
like?
10 years.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it would
that
be
mustache grew.
Given Gunther's age, it would be visible.
And you get the feeling, Gunther, being familiar with such sorcels, that the only way to reverse this is by a greater restoration spell.
I have a
And-
lesser, but
And only...
Oh, no.
And only if it's used within 24 hours of this effect
Wow.
occurring.
Gunther looks like I imagine he feels like the aging, and he probably, I don't know if he would see it on Copernicus the same way, being a half elf.
I mean, that's still like aging 5 years right away.
Yeah,
That's gotta be rough.
yeah.
You're looking a little gray there, Copernicus. You're all right.
This fucking death curse is speeding up.
So I do
You're
feel
not
it.
feeling it
It's
too?
not didn't pass unknown to me. Like it didn't occur unknown.
No,
Huh.
you felt it.
Within 24 hours?
I fear I have been cursed. I have aged a decade in this room.
And we'll see you next time, my old adventurers.
No!
On the Natty 19.
Crypt Master.